Okay, y'all, so now I wanted to talk about truth versus proof, because as my next videos are going to be videos on things that people have claimed are a lie, but truth isn't it, I had to make this video very clear. So in this world, there's this big, grand, hot topic. Where's the proof? Where's the proof of God? Where's your evidence? Blah, 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 as they drone on with their need for proof. And this goes for atheists. This goes for scientists. This even goes for the religious relics who need proof within a scriptural text. See, the thing is this. Truth is a higher standard of measure than all of your proof. All of it. And the reason why is because truth does not change. You know, like the Father. It doesn't change. And if it does change, then it manipulates the contents of what it is. And then it will no longer be truth, but then truth mixed with lies, or however you want to put it. It's no longer the absolute truth. But the thing with proof is that it can be manipulated. And the manipulation doesn't change the fact that it is indeed proof. So I've noticed like a whole bunch of people just with this proof thing. Even though the truth may say something different, they're still asking for proof, which is beyond my understanding. And this goes for religious people too. You know, the same ones that got the word of the Bible and everything is the Bible. The Bible, it's still something of your proof, your tangible item that can be corrupted or manipulated. But the truth cannot be manipulated because then it changes its content. See, why I even brought this up right now is because I was having a little bit of a spat, a little bit of a back and forth with this guy who had the nerve to say to me, well, I don't see the proof that God exists. The proof? What is proof? See, when I talk about proof, I have to delve into it a little bit more. See, proof put a lot of people in jail where the truth said otherwise. If proof is not based on the measure of truth, then it takes away the credibility of it, which shows that truth is a higher measure and standard. So I'm going to need you to start asking, where's your truth of God? That's a better question. Because if you're looking for the highest standard with your observations and data, well, you would have known that truth is the highest one. So boom, let me give you an example of what proof is in this time. And that goes for y'all too. Everybody could get it in my world, whether you're religious or whatever. Because I got a lot of smoke with these religious clergymen, which I'll be talking about soon. But either way, proof. Let's talk about what this proof is. They even got a whole TV show about it. Burden of proof. All this proof. I'm a prove to you that truth is better. How about that? Because I like to bridge reality into spiritual in all ways on the basis of the measure of truth. Let me give you an example. Yo, they got me in court, man. They said I smoked Mary Jane. They said they got my fingerprints on the gun. I said, I ain't smoked Mary Jane. I ain't smoke her. But somebody done took my fingerprints and put it on the gun. And now my black booty is going to jail for years for a crime I did not commit. That has happened time and time again with these standards of proof. But the thing is this. Scientists, atheists, religious relic, I don't care who you are. What's the truth though? Because I realized something. Why was I arguing with people? Whether it was a pastor, preacher, scientist, or atheist, why was I arguing with somebody who could only ask me for a lesser standard to understand something? See, if they couldn't ask me for truth, but ask me for proof, then they're asking me for something that is less than truth. Because if you ask me for anything less than truth, I can't provide it. Because truth is in my spirit. It's of my essence. It's innate. It's not out of a book. See, in this world, everybody swears they're the expertise, specialized in this knowledge. Mediocrity if it ain't based in truth. But I digress. Because these are all things that people have used to have power over humanity because of their ignorance. See, it's ignorance why his people fall. And it's ignorance not of book knowledge, but of truth. And that's what I'm going to start talking. So bring your best preachers or pastors or scientists or atheists and watch me give them the living word. Hi, in truth. So this guy I was arguing with was asking me, where's your proof of God? Where's your proof that he exists? Then he tried to bring up his MD. You know, he's a medical doctor. He has all the knowledge. He saved thousands. He said he saves so many lives, and that in God's name, millions of lives have died. So I was like, all right, boom. Since you want to argue, let's talk about truth real quick. Let's get into that, sir. See, what happened is that when I started to ask him the question why, it was, I don't know. But then you would tell him I was ignorant. But you don't know why. And that's the most important aspect of knowing something, because as much as they try to make why an elective vowel in this society, why is the most important question, because it gives you the solutions, it gives you the answers and the understanding of everything else that you can observe, such as who, what, where, when, how. But why? Said, where's your proof of God? Where's your proof of God? So I was like, all right, let's talk about truths then. If you want proof, I'd rather give you the highest standard. You come to me for some questions. Well, I got some questions for you, sir. Why are you here? Why do you exist? And then he said to me, he exists just to be. I was like, if that was true, then you wouldn't have a job. You would just be, right? You wouldn't have to work to live. You wouldn't have to pay to live. So what do you mean? Then I spoke to another person who said, they're here to procreate. Okay. But here's the thing about all your procreations. They're all dying. Every single thing that you create, born, is going to die. So what's the point? Try to tell me why he's here is to create a family and to help mankind. Okay, that's real cute. But here's the thing, right? When Picasso painted his painting, the painting isn't why he was here, right? When you have a child, the child is not why you are here. As much as y'all think that's what's promoted, that's not why you are here. And until you can figure out why you're here, then you can't tell me where's the proof of God. Because let me tell you something. You can't tell me why you're here. You can't tell me why you exist. You can't tell me why it rains. You can't tell me why it snows. You can't tell me why animals exist. You can't tell me any whys. You can only tell me what you can observe, and I could do that too. So there's a problem, sir. There's something going on there. You ain't got all the answers, Sway. And he tried to bring up his MD like it meant something. Yo, the colleges, the institutions are all things that came after man. So again, all these things that people take so much pride in, their legacies and this and that, are all things that came after man. You know, the creation. When since did the creation become better than the creator? If you can't answer why, that means there has to be something above. That means there must be a more excellent knowledge, or that being would know why you're here or be able to answer these questions. You're just a participant here. You came here, your ancestors is here, they plowing the land because they doing what is mechanical within them. But they still don't know why. See, the robot, you can program the robot, and the robot can carry out the task and the actions. But the robot doesn't know why it was created. But you do. You know why you created that robot, so that it can carry out these tasks to make your life easier. See, if you can't answer that or humble yourself to understand that you can't answer why you're here, then you're going to continue asking for proof. And while all these people keep asking for proof, ain't none of them asked for truth, right? Even though truth is the highest standard, because it doesn't change and it'll always stay the same, and it's consistent and it's constant and it is factual. So that's with the science, right? You all, as humanity, no matter what job you are, no matter how rich, how poor you are confined to a judgment that you did not create. But where's the proof of God? It's right there. Where's the truth of God? The truth of God is that something beyond your control controls your body, controls what you do. Because you all die. How about that for some truth? All your babies die. Where you create these false narratives of why you're here. All these legacies and ministries and all of that. You still can't tell me why you're here. You know what's so funny about science? Here's the truth about it. Oh my gosh, it's a breakthrough. We finally have some small understanding of what was already here. This is what breakthroughs are. You know, those headlines and where people give themselves awards and pats on the back for small, minuscule understandings of what was already here before their minute understanding. That's your science. Yet you try to ask me, where's the proof? That's all you do is collect proof. But the proof can't supersede the truth that it was before you had an understanding of it. So boom, there's a whole bunch of religions here who love to claim that they know it all. They got all the answers because of their Quran, or their Bible, or their rituals, or their traditions, or their culture. But yet, all these people who claims to know the truths still can't answer the question, why are you here? Why are you here? Oh, you thought why you are here is to practice a religion that furthers a body that is temporary, that is guaranteed death. Because they still don't know why they're here. All these people with the religion and all of that, they still don't know why they're here. See, preachers and pastors, there's something going on here that you're not addressing, that you have been lying to people about. And what you haven't addressed is that we all die, no matter what religion we practice. No matter what religion we practice. And then there's another section of religion that I want to talk about, Jews, right? See, with Jewish people, they have been accused a lot of blood libel by a lot of people. But then one of their favorite questions is, where's the proof of this? Where's the proof of this? But according to their law, their Torah, 2 witnesses is what makes something true. But yet still, there's been hundreds of people accusing them of this blood libel. Yet they still keep asking for the proof. I guess the law ain't the truth of what they say it is. You know, as they dedicate their whole entire lives to it. And then another thing I noticed with religion, right? They like to debate with their subjective tools of proof. That's what you're giving. You're giving proof when you are quoting scripture. And I do that too, but I only do that to relay understanding to people that are conscious of a God, but are so lost in ignorance of truth. But I only use the Bible in order to create that understanding, bridge that understanding. But if it was up to me, I would just keep relaying truth to y'all. Because I found that religion here is only another side of Satan. I found that religion here only seeks to subjugate humanity and keep them in the cycle, in the loop, and the hamster cycle of insanity. Because insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. How about that? See, I noticed another thing about people preserving like cultures and traditions and all these stuff. It's so funny to me because as they do that, they still can't answer why. Why did your ancestors do those things? Why was it a practice? Why? Why? I'm like that kid. I'm that annoying kid. But why? But why? But why? Because I realize when I keep asking that question, it stumps the people that thinks they know it all. And then it recognizes that that pride is why you're here. And why a whole bunch of people are here. And just as the Bible said, the Pharisees didn't want that truth, but also stop people from accessing that truth. And that's the problem here with religion. And while I will always have smoke with y'all. Thing is, it's not only just to relay understanding, but if I can recognize truth, I'm going to say it. And I found that within scripture, I found a lot of truth in the things that I observed. And here, testimony is looked at as less than. Yet, our whole society is ran on that. On our likes or dislikes of something. On our personal testimonies of truth. I mean, look at a business could go run down into the ground if it has 0-star reviews. If people don't like it, they don't buy into it. See, if you can't sell me truth, I'm not buying it. And it's as simple as that. And that has to become more of a currency here than any paper money or Bitcoin. Because if we understood truth more, then maybe we would realize as humans that maybe we know a little bit more than we actually have been putting on. Here's some truth for you servants of the word. There are some people that will never read that Bible. There are some people that will never hear that Bible. Are you saying that they cannot receive salvation? Or is the measure of truth a little bit more different? See, if you can't acknowledge truth, then you are lost, my friends. You are lost. And then I dealt with this in the law. I mean, listen, my friend's son was ritually sacrificed. Me and my friend knew that. We knew that her friends had something to do with it. And we saw it. We knew what her actions were. We knew what the friend was saying. We knew what the friend was doing. But we didn't have the proof. And then this court system, this law, justice system said that wasn't enough. Truth wasn't enough. We needed the proof. Even though the truth was apparent and even in its evidence. This society is in a deficit of truth. Deficit. dire need. And it's quite sad. But as I say that about religious or religions, I did recognize the truth within the Bible. And the reason why I recognize the truth is because I was in it. I was written in that living word. So that is how I have become this person today, with knowing truth, with wanting to know truth, and always seeking it out. And I realized that, especially as someone coming from a conspiracy background, notice that fact checkers, the site, Snopes or whatever, disregarded truth in order to further their biases, their proof. So then I realized a lot of things within the society is in lack of truth. Because if truth was the guiding force of this society, it'd be much different, wouldn't it? There's so much I could talk about when it talks about acknowledging truth here. Acknowledging it and not hiding from it. And not disregarding it because it doesn't fit your subject or your narrative. And that's the problem I got with a lot of people. I could quote Bibles, I could quote books and scriptures, but if it ain't based on truth, it ain't based on nothing. It loses credibility. And that's with everything. Math too. 2 + 2 will always equal 4. And unless you change the function of the problem, it will remain the same. The funny thing about me is, even before I read the Bible, truth was my measuring scale. I could show y'all posts from my Facebook years ago talking about wishing for objectivity, because objectivity brings truth. It takes away biases and relays truth for exactly what it is. This is who I've always been. When you can give me truth, then we can have a discussion. You want to ask me for proof? Start asking me for truth. That's a better judgment, don't you think? Because that's really what needs to be talked about here. People like to hide things or concentrate things. See, I don't concentrate nothing. If I could read something and I recognize truth in it, I'm gonna say it. Because I noticed, I actually had this conversation with this agent here, this Earth agent, and he was talking about this text was garbage. It was full of lies. And when I read it, I recognized truth. So I was like, what do you mean? It's right there. You know this. You know that you get your source of food from the earth. What are you talking about? That is false. It didn't make any sense. See, I don't serve no God that requires me to be Allah. So